Alrighty, we're going to continue with building Thief Fan Mission Manager 2016. I did work on it without recording it. Well, actually, I recorded it, but I was streaming, and because I was streaming, I spent a lot of time not coding and talking to people. So I'll go through real quick what I got done on it between the last YouTube video and this one. Okay, so basically, when we left off on the last video, I was in the process of creating the configuration window, which is right here. We'll bring that up. And you notice how it's all populated. That's because that's of the code that I did yesterday while streaming. And basically, we're using the local SQLite database right now, but today I plan on getting it to work with MySQL. Shouldn't be too hard, shouldn't take too long. But we can now populate these settings and save them in the local database. And so I will be working on setting up the MySQL part of it today. So you also notice that the resolution, I have two monitors. One is a super wide, which is I recorded the original one on. That's why it looks kind of weird. This one is your standard 1920 by 1080. And it's my side screen, so I kind of have to turn, and it's a little awkward, but it's okay. But anyways, so this is my SQLite file here. And basically, when the program starts up, it's going to call initialize DB in your form startup. Come on, right here. When the form loads, it calls initialize DB, which is right here. And if the DB file does not exist, then we're gonna create it. And the way SQLite works is when you open a connection to it, if the file does not exist, it creates it. So just the fact that we're opening a connection to the database is going to create the database file itself. Then when it runs the command, it's going to create this table called TFMM setup, the Fan Mission Manager setup, and just has the three columns: the data type, and data 1 and data 2, and I'll show you that stuff in a little bit. And then we've got a second table called FM files, which has the file name, megabytes, mission, blah blah blah. And there's a third table I just remembered I have to create. But we might create that in the next video. We got a routine here, SQLite non-query, and this is basically to just open a connection, execute the command, and close the connection, and that's what these two commands here are calling. Then we have our SQLite query, and what it does is basically just creates a new data table, uses the data adapter to fill the table with the results from the command that we sent it, the query, and then it returns it as a data table. Alright, so and that basically, so we have the data table, and where that is used is down here in the load settings. So when the dialog form is opened, if you see up here in where is it? Initialize DB connection string. Yeah, non-query, save settings. Oh, load settings. Dialog settings right here. This is where it is. I think. Yeah, load settings. So when this thing is loaded, it loads settings here when the window is loaded, and it comes down and it looks at the DB type. Okay, yeah. So it's calling load settings, and all of these that it sends it are by ref. If we look here, everything's by ref. Okay, so that allows us to pass data in. The code here modifies that and then exits, and then when we get back to the code after this, then our list box for the EXEs, our label for the target game directory, and our fan mission directory list, our DB type string, and the connection string all get set in over there, and then depending on what DB type is, we're going to set the appropriate checkbox. All right, so now we got our so we're loading there, and then when we click the dialog's OK button, it's going to call save settings, right? And it's going to pass again our list box, our list view, I should say, our label, our list box, our DB type, and our connection string. Okay, and then we're going to set our dialog result to OK and close the window. All right, so when it's calling save settings, it's coming in here, and it's basically, we're going to delete from the setup, and then we're going to vacuum the file, which means compact the file, and then we're going to just insert everything again. So every time we open up that dialog, we click OK, it's going to empty that setup table and repopulate it with the values from the screen. So and it's fast. I mean, it's the simplest, easiest way to do it, rather than check to see, oh, does that exist? If not, if so, update it. If not, insert it. But no reason to go through doing that. So I'm going to look at. I'm going to bring up a database browser here so you can see. And where did that go? Right here. That's what I meant to do. So if I go right here, this one here, fan mission. So we're going to look at the table here, and there's nothing there. Why is there nothing there? Did I open up the wrong one? Disconnect. D. Yeah, this is the right one. I must have emptied it. Open. Yeah, no, I couldn't have. I couldn't have. Let's go back to the code and find out where that is. D, Thief and Mission Manager, DB setup. It's there. Oh, am I looking at the wrong? Yes, I am. I'm sorry. I'm looking at the wrong. Color me stupid. All right. So let's open this one. This is the one that has the data in it. So this is the setup data. And see, our data type is game directory, which contains the executables for each game. And the target directory, that's where we're going to install our Thief fan missions to. That's the root directory, because each Thief fan mission is going to get installed into its own directory inside of Thief fan missions there. And then we've got several FM directories. Those are directories where the zipped up fan missions reside. Okay, and so we're eventually going to.
You know where my Gatorade is?
It's upstairs. That was my child coming in looking for his drink. So that's our fan missions folders, and then our DB type is SQLite. And the DB type, if it says MySQL or MSSQL, then it's going to go there for the FM files and the other table that I'm going to need to create, which is going to be the any text or HTML or RTF files found in the zip files. Those are going to get sucked in and stored there for quick access. So that is it. And so now we're going to get on with continuing this. All right, so let me bring up. All right. So first thing we're going to do now is we're going to create a new file because we've got our SQLite file there. So I need to add a module, and we're going to call that mod MySQL. All right, so up here we're going to need to import system data oops, is that not right? Oh, it's MySQL data. MySQL client. Oh, come on. What happened to being able to hit space and make that happen? All right, and so I'm pretty much going to mimic what I have in the SQLite, because it's going to be the same thing, except we're not going to need a database file. But we are going to need a connection. Well, the connection string is going to be what is saved in the database. So if a connection string exists, it is going to be in our globals, I think, because we're going to have two other files accessing it. DB All right, so we got that done. So let's so we can reuse out of this. To make it as closely match this as we can, let's just do this. We'll take this out, and we will return DB connection string. All right. Now, so initialize the database. Yeah, we're probably gonna have to do that, but first we'll take this non-query. Actually, we can take them both at the same time, and well, actually we can do all of them, non-query and query. And I just watched a YouTube video of somebody the other day who was writing code, and he kept saying copy and paste is your friend, and boy, he wasn't lying. All right, so we're gonna say MySQL command and MySQL connection. See, these things are so alike. They all try to follow the built-in SQL client connection as closely as possible, which is great. So we're going to say MySQL data adapter, and that's easy, huh? That was easy. Oh, except for this, we don't need this, but we were going to have to figure out another way to determine if that exists. So I'm gonna need to open up my DB program here again, and we'll go look at the database. So I have an instance of MySQL running on my Drobo. So we're going to open that, and that is not here. I don't think that is under local apps, if I'm not mistaken. Tables, yeah. So TF. Okay, so let's open this and see. What do we got here? Okay, so we got data type, game type. Yeah, see, that's all wrong. That's all wrong. So I am going to have to, well, for the heck of it, let's just delete these and we'll work on getting them created. Done. Setup. Delete. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes. Okay, that one's gone. Okay, so right now I'm gonna have to do some Googling because I gotta figure out some things. MySQL. How to tell if table exists. There we go. Stack Overflow. What? I don't need to select one if there's no error. Well, I don't want to create an error. You can use if there's a row in the result set table exists. Okay, well, let's try that because this seems like the easiest way to do it. So we're gonna go back here and V. Let's execute that. Show tables. What? That wasn't exactly what I was expecting. Alternatively, you can use show tables, like. So that must not work in this version of MySQL, huh? Or tables. Oh! Let's see, like df. Did I call it setup? What did I call it? I forgot. Yep, setup. dffm. Let's get rid of this. Execute. Yeah. Show tables. There's nothing there. Okay, but what if I run this? Let's pull this down a little bit. Give me a little room here. Okay, so we're gonna get rid of this. We're gonna get rid of all these. Let's see. Oh, we got these two. Delete, delete, delete. Okay, there we go. Let's see what we got here. Execute. And it created it. Look at that. 3 columns. All right. So now what happens if we run this? Oh, there you go. Can I give that an alias? Can I do that? Execute. Nope. What if I do it this way? Tables. Will that work? Or do I have to go as? No. Is it something like this? Is what they want me to do. No. Okay. No alias on that at all. But it does work pretty well. We have a response. Okay, so that's what I'm going to use. And we are going to do this. We're going to go if SQ, I'm in MySQL. MySQL non-query. This is going to be MySQL query. Alright, so if MySQL query rows count equals 0, then okay, MySQL query. All right. So if there's no rows returned, the table doesn't exist, and we create the table. And I'm going to do the same thing here. If MySQL query v count equals 0, then okay, and we're going to call this MySQL. Haven't forgotten about this, because this is just going to be, what did I say? FM files, right? Yeah, FM files. Boom. Okay. Oops, we better bring command as string. Got it. Okay, so we'll move all these up there to make it look nice. There we go. So now we've initialized our DB if those tables don't exist. So now we need to, what did I do here? Okay. MySQL query equals no data. Okay. MySQL query. All right. So there is all that. Now let's go back to we don't need to do that. So let's take our save settings and load settings. See all this stuff we just copy right over. And I know we could probably combine these, but I'm doing it this way. That's just all there is to it. Save settings, MySQL non-query. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V. Damn it. Darn it. That is not what I wanted to do. We don't need these here because we always going to save our settings in the local database, because otherwise how would it ever know? Alright, so see, I did all this stuff. Actually, I don't need to. Okay, fan mission files, yes, we don't need to do this at all because we're in that database. So that'll make that a little bit faster when that happens. So what we're going to need to do is we're going to need to add a file if it doesn't exist. Right, okay. So we are going, okay, so let's do this. We are going to have to, okay, so we've created that. We're going to have to we need to populate. So we're going to go public sub insert file info. and we're going to need the file name. We're going to need the file type or file size, and it's going to be long, and I may have to change that type there. Mission name thief version, we don't know that yet, so we're going to need to do the directory and the hash. Alright, so then we're going to go using SQL as new MySQL command. Oh, wait a minute, no. Okay. I'm going to go away, yeah. Alright, so our command is going to have to be equals insert into TFFM files, and we're going to go file name, file size megabytes, 8 megabytes. Then we're going to go directory. I can't spell directory hash values, and this is where we're going to have to go down here. And we're going to go like this, and we're going to go file name. I'm going to have to scrub the file names for, well, no, because they're already files. File name and file size is long, so we're not going to need quotes. Directory and the hash. Like that. So let's actually, I need to do that. Alright, so that is, I think I'll move that up to match this. And I put file name there twice. I need file size. Alright. We're going to go SQL connection open, SQL execute non-query, and SQL connection closed. Alright, so that is going to be our and we're going to say, oh, we got to allow the user to change the mission name and thief version if it wasn't detected properly. So we're gonna have to go sub update file info. We're going to go hash. We're going to use that hash as the primary key. Well, we'll still put that last, but we're going to go, okay, so we're going to update mission name and thief version. Mission name as string. Hash as string. Okay. So now we're gonna go hash string yeah. So now we're going to go basically do the same thing. String equals update files set mission name equals and equals where equals and that's our update. That's our update command for MySQL. And so now we're going to basically do, why did I do this? This was kind of stupid, wasn't it? You guys should have said something. Non-query command. See? See? You guys should have said something. Okay. MySQL non-query command. Yeah. That'll do that. Okay. Insert file info. Update file info. Alright, well, I got stuff I need to do, so I'm going to end this video right here, and we'll continue it later. Thanks for watching, and look for the next video.